beyond believing. She on these beats.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you. Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy that you're here today to share your story and help other sisters that might going through the same thing that you've been going through, and how you had overcame it and being better. Now you're doing the work and helping other people along the way as well. So I want you to, share your story and tell people.
Well, one, I definitely want to thank you for having me, Ivy Couture. I never before, then I used to wear lipstick or nothing, didn't want to do it, didn't even want to patch your makeup on me, but Ivy Couture has really helped change my life and change how I look at myself and being comfortable with wearing makeup, wearing lipstick, so I definitely want to thank you because you helped me. So.
Yes, because you gotta be beautiful, but
something like that.
Welcome back to Ivy Couture Uncovers True Stories. Today's guest is Beautiful Believer. She will share with us how she turned her ugly story into a beautiful believer. So let's get started.
About my story, when I was 12, I was kidnapped and raped by a married couple, who I actually attended church with. So that was kind of heavy for me, and it's a lot of things that went down in that whole situation. But even afterwards, before, I was molested by my cousins, and it was a lot of verbal abuse in my household. As far as like my aunts and just seeing a lot of different things and getting older. I've been in multiple abusive relationships. I have basically been in a relationship where all the tags, and that's verbal, emotional, financial, sexual, and even physical. And I never really understood what was my process. Why did I keep allowing myself to get in those type of relationships? So that was a shocking to really try to understand what was going on.
Like,
Yeah, over and over. It's like a non-stop roller coaster, and definitely an emotional one. And it wasn't until later on down the line, getting in contact with Queen of Fee. Shout out to my sister.
Yes, Queen.
Wow, we love you. We love you. Yes, definitely. Domestic violence ways many tags.
Yeah.
Actually helped me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then not only that, even after learning everything, I still wasn't comfortable within myself.
Right.
So that's where Ivy Couture comes in and helped me to be comfortable with me.
That is so amazing.
Yeah, girl. So it was a lot. I don't even really know what to say as to how it started. When God blessed me with the name Beautiful Believer, I did not feel beautiful at the time.
Right.
I did not even believe in God at the time.
Right.
Though I was raised in the church, I didn't really believe in God. I felt that, because I just kept hearing when I was younger, God is your father, God is your father. And I looked at my father, my physical father, as God. So when he turned his back on me, when he disrespected me, or when he just downright degraded me, I said, forget God, what are you talking about? I wouldn't hear nothing about God,
Right.
So I really didn't believe until later on.
And especially from the couple that was from your church.
Yeah,
It made it move like, if people at church could do it, like, you know what I'm saying? So I know that disconnect probably disconnected you from that.
And I just couldn't really believe it. It wasn't until going through therapy that actually helped me to understand that the church is the hospital for the sick. I'm sick.
Let me all sick.
Right, what I'm saying? So when I go to church, that's to help build me up so that I can be a productive citizen in society.
Right.
Because I done messed up some things in society, girl, let me tell you. I don't even know, we got enough tape for all that. But
Okay. That Queen of Fee said, we walking dead.
Yeah.
We sick, we walking dead.
And I was really walking dead, being on drugs. I have 3 children now, but I had my children young, I had 2 children by the age of 19. And I didn't know how to be a mother. I didn't want to be a mother. Let me be clear on that. I didn't want to be a mom because my mom really didn't know how to be a mom to me. My dad wasn't a father to me. You know, what they gave me was materialistic things. And I was scared on even to love my children. I didn't experience love. I always experienced pain, hurt, loyalty just thrown out the window. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just a bunch of mistrust, distrust, and all that stuff. And I was just like, you know, I'm not sure if I'm able to do this. You know, I was wanting people to take care of my children for me because I didn't feel that I was going to do a good job, you know, and that emotional and verbal abuse is real.
It is.
Girl.
I know.
It's extremely real. It's real, and then it does something to your mental.
Yeah.
Like you know, back in the day, they be like, stick and stones don't break my bones, but words will never hurt.
Words hurt. That's
Yes,
the worst tag.
Girl, I'd rather somebody throw a brick in my face every day.
Okay, because your face and stuff will heal,
Yes.
but those words stick to you forever, and that's something I learned, you know, being in the program with Queen of Feet, and that's the worst tag of them all. And people feel like they don't know what domestic violence is because they just think you gotta be hands-on.
Right.
It really is words, you know, and us learning like what words did you hear as a child all the time, and it's like, wow, yeah.
Right.
When we sharing it too, it's like, wow, I didn't even know that stuck to me forever.
Right. Well, I could share on that. The words that I heard a lot was that you're fat, you think you know it all, you're a white girl. And let me tell you something about that, you know, because I feel like that white girl thing really stuck to me more than you're fat and you're ugly or, you know, you're never going to be anything in life. That white girl thing really stuck out to me because I'm all black power, you know what I'm saying? Right. And though I love people of all kinds, I am strongly pro-black, you know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, one of my cousins weren't receiving the education that I was receiving. So when I was talking proper, oh, you such a white girl, you such a white, and I actually dumbed myself down. I don't know if people have done that in life, but I've dumbed myself down. It's like using improper, oh, you ain't gonna do that. No, that's not what I'm supposed to say. Like, you know, I do not have it. Or, you know, and when I was going, oh, you such a white girl. And, you know, it really messed with me even growing up as an adult. Because when I can clearly remember when I was in a job readiness program, and we was around everybody, and mind you, before, because I took up hospitality, so I aced that course, scored the highest in my class. You know what I'm saying? I would break down and cry if I had a 90 or below. I would break down and cry. But then when I get around when the whole group had to come together, and I was raising my hand all the time, and I heard somebody say, she's such a white girl. And I stopped answering questions. I put my hand, I was like, nope. And then the instructor would look at me like, Ashley, where, you know what I'm saying? Like, where is the answer? Why is your hand raised? I know you know this answer. And I'm like, no. And then he told me something that stuck out to me. He said, you know, there's enough space for everybody's light to shine. And I said, wow, you know?
That's powerful.
And ever since then, girl, they can call me white girl, Chinese girl, they can call me black girl, you think you know everything. I'm not gonna dumb myself down any longer, you know what I'm saying? So, man, to anybody out there that's actually doing that, that's ashamed that they are educated, I'm here a witness to let you know, please do not do that, because it messes with your self-esteem. You know, you're living for you as well as for other people, but only by the purpose of God for other people. You know, this is not for you to try to feel like you're better than them or below them, you know.
Or try to fit in.
Yeah. Girl, that fit in, I got jumped a lot because I didn't want to fit in with other people's cliques. I was so trying to tell you, I did not want, I was just like, look, because back in the day I was a peacemaker.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I don't want anybody to fight. But then they had just blew this whole monster inside of me because I was tired of getting jumped.
It's tired of getting beat on.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, and that's in life. I'm just tired of getting beat on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm not somebody's human punching bag. I'm just tired of it. So, I just so love you.
Love you too. So, as your experience, did you see yourself become the abuser after a while?
That's a very good question, because I think I was unconsciously an abuser, and I would not consciously say that I was an abuser. Like I took a lot of anger out on my children because of things that were done to me, or just thinking about how people saying, "Oh, you're never gonna be a good parent. Why are we gonna have like 18 children?" And you know, I was so upset. So I know that I took my anger out on my children. As far as in my relationships, I wasn't a physical abuser. I would say that I was the one who fought back. I was not the one to lay hands first.
Okay,
you know,
you didn't trigger first.
I didn't trigger first, but my mouth would. My mouth would make you want to hit me. You know what I'm saying? And I wanted you to test me. Because if you did, and you know, back in the day, I was used to, well, if they don't put their hands on you, they don't love you.
Wow, that's deep.
You know, they don't put their hands on you, they don't love you, girl. He just gonna let you, if he let you do whatever he want to do, what you want to do, he don't love you. And I was just like, and I would do things, I can clearly remember I would do things to entice them, antagonize them, and to push them to that limit. Like, no, you're going to show me that you love me. You're going to put your hands on me, you know? Wow. And that's crazy. It's crazy. Anybody who puts their hands on you does not love you. Let me be a clear witness. They do not love you at all.
Exactly.
So it was, wow, it was so strange. I couldn't believe it for real. But I just know that I'm glad to be a part of Domestic Violence Wears Many Tags. Yes, I'm glad to be a part of Ivy Couture. Yes. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad to be Beautiful Believer.
Yes. Hold on, Beautiful Beyond.
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
Three B's.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? The whole 3 B's definitely got to do it. And you know, and the thing about this one why I say that Believe Beyond Beauty is because everybody sees the outside. Yeah. And no one really realizes what's going on in the inside. So we can dress this up really good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Get your hair done, get your nails done, you know, put some Ivy Couture on. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can do that real quick. And the thing about it is, but yet we're so scared to reach out for help. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We're so scared to reach out for help. And I'm just like, why can't I ask for help? And I know that I'm dying inside. As Queen of would say, you know, we were walking dead.
Like, walking dead. And the reason why a lot of people didn't reach out for help because they put that they're going to be judged or somebody's going to say something about them. And that's one thing I like about Queen of organization, especially our sister group circle. Yes, definitely. That is a no judgment zone. Like, you hear some crazy stories and you just be like, wow, all right, girl, what's up? Can I help you?
Yeah,
like, what can I do? You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So that's the thing I love about that program. Because it's not judgment, and it's like you get to hear other women's stories, their pain, what they feel like this second, this moment, and I love it. I love that organization that she, created.
Yeah, and you know, and the sister circle was very big for me too, because the times when I had got raped and was kidnapped, nobody wanted to listen. My dad threw me into a mental hospital. He threw me into a mental hospital, told him, look, she ran away, just take her. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even ask, like, are you okay? Did anything happen while you was taken to a mental hospital? He didn't even come see me at all. So, you know, and then when I did get raped again, I told my family. And no one did anything. This guy did not go to jail. He was not even approached by anybody in my family. Nobody called the police. Nothing. Like, if you didn't want to approach him, at least call the police. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't done. He ended up dying of cancer. And they told me as if I was supposed to care. I'm like, and even when I found out with my kidnappers, the lady, she died. And, you know, because they had introduced me to the family, and the cousin came up to me and was like, you know, your mother died. And I clearly remember I was up Columbia Heights and she walked up to me, she was like, you know, your mother died. I didn't know how to feel, you know what I'm saying? I just was like, I think I was in shock.
I would be too.
I was in shock. There were some tears there, but I could not understand why I was crying. I still don't understand why. We still work in progress.
Yes, work in
You know what I'm
progress.
saying? Because I'm progressively free. I'm progressively free. So each day, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting a little bit more freer than I was yesterday. You know what I'm saying?
That's the best part that you can do.
Yeah.
And it's you got all them years of hurt, so it's not like it's gonna be healed or fixed overnight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm proud of you for going out here doing the work. So my question is to you: how did you get the courage to even share your story and help other sisters to, you know, overcome what they've been through? How did you get that courage?
Well, girl, let me tell you. Shout out again to my sister Queen of Feet, because Queen of Feet got a way of making it happen. You hear me?
Yeah.
And my thing about it is, one, I didn't want to tell my story when I first met her. I didn't want to tell her my story because I was tired of telling the wrong people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she was helping me with another area in my life, as well as being in an abusive relationship. And when I told her what had happened, once I started to get a little bit more comfortable with her, when I told her what happened, she wasn't rushing me to tell my story. She was actually helping me to process through it, you know, to gain some understanding. And when I found out that she, because she actually told me I'm a spoken word artist, I didn't even believe it, even though my path shows that I am.
Yeah.
I was in the poetry ministry at my school, in the poetry club. We was undefeated. That was 7th grade. I mean, been writing rhymes when my grandmother passed away. That's what really encouraged me to do it. But what encouraged me to tell my story is Domestic Violence Wears Many Tags organization. Because I was telling everybody, thinking somebody was going to do something, and no one did anything. Nobody was trying to help me process through it. No one wanted to send me to therapy, you know. And when she just showed me that she would listen, and she was like, I'm going to help you get through this. And she's been doing it for I've been knowing her for like almost 8 years now. You know, that's my sister for life. And again, a no judgment zone.
No judgment.
I didn't feel that she judged me. I didn't feel that she looked at me different. You know, your family, y'all accepted me for who I am. You know, and when the time I didn't even accept me for who I was. You know, so that's what encouraged me came to share my story. And then when I found out that other people were going through it, it's like it would be so selfish of me to not tell my story and not express how I got through it, to not be there to hold another sister's hand to get through it. So that's what actually encouraged me to tell my story. You know, finally I'm able to tell somebody who's actually going to listen
And know what you express.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah,
so
that connection.
yeah, that
That's
was big.
good. I'm proud. Like,
Yeah.
yes. So my next one would be, why is it so important to know your family history?
Girl, my DNA jacked up. My DNA is jacked up.
I know. You got family saying that your family, you got family saying they are, they not.
My DNA is jacked all the way up. Like
Yeah.
my DNA, because I have not fully got the full history, I don't even want to have another baby. I'm serious, because I'm like, I want to know who I'm about to get it in with. You know what I'm saying? My children, they I see so many traits of me and so many traits of their fathers. Like, Jesus, help me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, help me. And the thing about it is, with my family, they don't like to talk about anything. So I really don't know everything about me. Like, who does this even spoken word part come from?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because all I see is dysfunction with my family. I don't see any type of functioning. I'm just like, and if there is a functioning person in my family, they're doing their own thing. But there's a bunch of dysfunction, and I'm just like, nobody wants to talk.
Coming up next, Beautiful Believer will share with us how she became progressively free. And also, if you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and leave your comments below. See you guys next week.